Cleat Pro, the user-friendly professional cleat. A smart, practical patent that saves retailers both time and money. But how? Let's just recap quickly. Cleat was patented in September 2003, thanks to the experience and research of ex-cycling champion Nicola Minali, now 34, who won 50 professional races in a glittering 10-year career. Nicola and his team of leading designers came up with a precision instrument that enabled the cleat to be set in the best position for both professional and amateur cyclists. Its pinpoint precision and user-friendliness has slashed the adjustment time from 90 minutes to only 10, and will protect your customers against tendonitis because there's no longer any need for approximate settings. Let's have a closer look at this device. It has a top part with a front square, two front knobs, a back square, two back knobs, a red plate in the middle, plus two central knobs. The top part lifts up, and a self-locking mechanism prevents this lid closing so that you can work unhindered. Now we'll explain how it works. Let's suppose that your customer wants to replace his worn cleat. He gives you the shoes and asks you to position the new cleat in the same place as the old one. Loosen the two black knobs at the front. Fit the shoe with the cleat in the red plate. Adjust the heel support in accordance with the length of the shoe so that both the heel and the shoe are completely still and perfectly balanced. Turn the device so that the back is facing towards you. Then, loosen the two knobs at the back and position the back square until it touches the heel without pushing or moving it. Then, visually establish the midway point on the heel and position the indicator on it. Caution: check that the measurements at the sides of the knobs are the same. Otherwise, the shoe is not square. Once the midway point has been established and marked, fasten the knobs at the back of the square, ensuring that the heel is always firmly in position. The next step is to fasten the central knobs used for the red plate. Only now can the shoe be removed and the exact position of the cleat replicated on the device. Remove the old cleat, replace it with the new loose one, and put the shoe back into the red plate. Loosen the knobs, rest the heel of the shoe on the back square, and move the front square until it blocks the toe. Refasten the knobs only once the shoe is in this position. Now, lift the lid of the device and fasten the screws of the new cleat so that they are firm but not tight. When you have done this, close the lid, loosen the knobs on the front square, free the toe, and remove the shoe. Now the cleat screws can be tightened completely. Caution: repeat the same procedure for both shoes. Now, let's imagine that you have a customer who has never used a cleat before. In this case, the cleat position has to be set for the first time. The cleat is placed loose in the center, and the plate is positioned so that the holes are lined up with the three knots. For example, the two side holes are lined up with the two knobs on the red plate, and one is lined up with the level indicator. Then fasten everything into place. Remember that there is a 5 mm spacing, 5 mm inwards and 5 mm outwards, in case the position of the cleat has to be changed. Place the shoe on the heel support. Move the back square until the indicator touches the midway point on the heel. Fasten the knobs. Now the front square has to be moved until the shoe is secured firmly into place. Fasten the front knobs, and only now can the lid be lifted and the cleat screws tightened easily. Once this operation is complete, the toe can be freed from the front square. Remove the shoe and fasten the cleat screws as tightly as possible. Now let's have a look at how you would customize the cleat. Turn the back square in order to increase or decrease the millimeters required, maintaining the spaces provided by the holes in the cleat. This operation is to be repeated for each shoe. The red plate and the back square must be kept still. If the cleat has to be positioned in the dead center of the holes, but the shoe is completely over to one side, it has moved its maximum of 5 millimeters. The cleat screws have to be positioned at the center of the holes. The cleat moved completely to the side, and the shoe fitted into the plate. At this point, visually establish the midway point on the heel and fasten the toe with the front square. Lift the lid of the device, fasten the screws, shut the lid, remove the shoe, and complete the procedure by tightening the screws again. You are guaranteed a huge saving in time, while the efficiency and precision of the service will set you apart from your competitors. Your customers will come back time and time again, and your work will be even more professional and efficient.